The 80s were a golden age of horror and a terrible time to be a teenager at a summer camp, explore an abandoned building, or basically do anything fun. But what if you could learn from decades of horror movie deaths and actually survive? Today, I'm breaking down the 12 essential survival tips that would have saved countless lives in 80s horror movies. Whether you're facing slashers, aliens, zombies, or monsters, these rules are your guide to making it to the credits. 1. The moment anyone says, "I'll be right back," they're basically writing their own death certificate. This phrase appears in almost every 80s slasher film, and the person who says it never ever comes back alive. It's like a verbal contract with death. Whether you're going to check the basement, investigate a strange noise, or just grab some more beer, the second those words leave your mouth, you've activated your doom timer. If you must separate from the group, just leave silently. Your survival rate increases by about 90%. 2. The 80s had very strict moral codes in horror movies. If you're drinking, doing drugs, or getting intimate, you're basically painting a target on your back. The pure and innocent survive, while everyone having fun gets brutally murdered. This became such a trope that is literally the plot of Scream years later. The final girl is almost always the responsible one who says no to partying. So if you're trapped in an 80s horror movie, celibacy isn't just moral, it's tactical. Save the fun for after you've survived. 3. If a building is abandoned, there's usually a very good reason. Teenagers in 80s horror movies treat condemned hospitals, closed summer camps, and deserted mental institutions like amusement parks. Spoiler alert, they're death traps. The logic is simple. If something was so terrible that everyone left and never came back, why would you voluntarily enter? But 80s teens just can't resist. They see a keep out sign and hear free murder location. The survival tip is obvious. If it's abandoned, it stays abandoned. Your curiosity is not worth your intestines. 4. When facing unknown danger, the natural human instinct should be to stick together. But 80s horror movie characters always decide that splitting up is more efficient. It's efficient, all right, efficiently getting everyone killed one by one. This is survival 101, folks. There's safety in numbers. Predators, whether human, alien, or zombie, prefer isolated targets. Yet every single group says, let's split up. Like it's a genius strategy. Stay together, stay alive. It's that simple. 5. Every 80s horror movie has that one character who knows the local legend, urban myth, or history of terrible murders. Everyone else laughs them off as crazy or superstitious. Then everyone dies exactly how the legend predicted. Whether it's the town weirdo, the gas station attendant, or that kid obsessed with horror movies, listen to them. They're not crazy. They're literally the only person with survival information. Respect local knowledge, especially when it comes with body counts. 6. The killer gets stabbed, shot, or thrown off a building, and everyone relaxes. Big mistake. 80s horror taught us that checking if your enemy is actually dead isn't paranoia, it's common sense. Zombieland made this rule famous, but 80s horror invented it. Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy, they all died multiple times per movie. Don't turn your back on the body. Don't assume one stab is enough. And definitely don't go check if they're breathing. Just keep running. 7. In 80s horror movies, automobiles have a 0% reliability rating during life or death situations. The keys will be missing, the engine will flood, or the battery will mysteriously die at the worst possible moment. Always have a backup escape plan. Don't put all your survival hopes in one vehicle. Learn how to hotwire cars, keep the keys on you at all times, and maybe take up jogging so you're in shape to run. Because trust me, you're going to be running. 8. When you hear a creepy noise coming from the basement, attic, or woods, the 80s horror movie protagonist grabs absolutely nothing and goes to investigate alone. This is textbook How to Die 101. If you must investigate, and honestly you shouldn't, bring friends, and weapons. A baseball bat at a minimum. Ideally a shotgun. Never go alone, never go unarmed, and never say, "Hello? Is someone there?" The answer is yes, and they're there to kill you. 9. If scientists say don't let anyone back inside because they might be contaminated, infected, or impersonated, listen to them. 80s alien movies are full of characters who let sympathy override survival protocols. The Thing taught us that one infected person can doom an entire group. Alien showed us that bringing unknown organisms inside is always catastrophic. When containment is breached, everyone dies. It's harsh, but quarantine exists for reasons. Trust the science, not your feelings. 10. 80s zombies were the slow, shambling variety. None of this modern running zombie nonsense. The good news is they're easy to outrun. The bad news is they never stop, never tire, and only need to catch you once. Zombieland got it right. Cardio is the #1 survival skill. You don't need to be Olympic fast, just faster than zombies and slower friends. Also aim for the head. Avoid getting bitten, obviously, and never hide somewhere without a second exit. Zombies are patient. They'll wait. 11. Dogs bark at nothing. Cats hiss at empty corners. And every single time, there's something supernatural happening. Animals sense danger that humans can't detect. But 80s characters always dismiss their pets' warnings. If your dog refuses to enter a room, don't enter into that room. If your cat is staring at something invisible, there's something there. Animals have survived for millennia by trusting their instincts. Maybe we should too. Your pet is trying to save your life. Listen to them. 12. Most 80s horror happens at night in isolated locations. Monsters, slashers, and aliens prefer darkness and privacy. The solution is simple. Stay in well-lit public areas until daylight. Then get the hell out. Slashers don't attack shopping malls during business hours. Zombies are way less scary in broad daylight. Even aliens prefer abandoned spaceships to populated planets. If you can't escape the horror situation, at least survive until dawn in a place with witnesses and lights. Crowds and sunshine are your survival tools. So there you have it. 12 essential survival tips that would have saved countless 80s horror movie victims. From respecting local legends to basic cardio training, these rules separate the final girls from the first kills. The 80s taught us that horror is survivable if you're smart, prepared, and willing to sacrifice your social life. Which survival tip do you think is most important? And here's a fun question for the comments. Which 80s horror movie would you want to survive? And which would be instant death? Let me know your horror survival strategy. If you love horror movie deep dives and want to survive the spooky season with knowledge and humor, smash the subscribe button and ring that notification bell. I've got more horror content coming your way, and trust me, you'll need these survival skills for what's next.